when someone gives you a blessing, you should never underestimate the blessing. Take the opportunity to answer amen. I'll tell you a story that happened to me. When I had my first son, we called Moel here in the community. His name is Rabbi Abramov, Rabbi Yitzhak Abramov. He was the Moel in Tashkent, and he did all the brisim for my wife's family. So we called him to do the bris for my son. He came, and after when they come to the house to check up on the baby, if it's yellow, Baruch Hashem, everything was fine. But every time he would leave the house, he would always bless us, and he would say, next year you should buy yourself a house. We lived in a small apartment. We lived in a second floor house, and it was small. So he said, I bless you, B'ezrat Hashem, next year you should buy yourself a house. I said, thank you. And he left. Then, not too long after, I had another baby. So he came again, and he checked up on the baby. And he said to me after he was about to leave, just as he's about to leave, he says, next year, B'ezrat Hashem, you should buy yourself a house. And I said, thank you again. He left. My third baby, this was already Corona time. He comes, and he does whatever he has to do. He takes a look at the baby, everything is fine, Baruch Hashem, and then he turns around, as he's about to leave the door, he says, next year, B'ezrat Hashem, you should buy a house. I said, thank you. He says, no, thank you. Say amen. I said, amen. He says, that's the problem. This is why you still didn't buy a house, because you never answered amen to my bracha. I said, amen. I kid you not. Exactly a year later from that time, I bought a house. Wow. Exactly a year later. You cannot underestimate the power of a bed. We think lightly of words. We don't realize the power of one word, especially a word like this, like amen. You never know. Someone gives you a bracha, the Gemara tells us, don't ever underestimate a bracha from anyone, not even a simple person, because such a bracha could really come true, and therefore you should say amen, and don't waste the opportunity, don't squander it.